Good afternoon, folks. This is Hunter Jackson again with Giant Recreation World, Winter Garden, Florida. Hey, today I think I may have found the best couples coach we have on the lot. This is going to be the 2025 Keystone Bullet 245 RKS. RKS standing for Rear Kitchen and Slide. This coach has absolutely everything I think you would want on a small travel trailer. This is going to be 28 feet tip to tail and 6,100 pounds dry. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it and check out all the features. Let's go. Guys, before I get started, this is going to be a fairly quick review on this RV today. We do have our lot promotion going on here in Winter Garden, Florida. This is going to be going on through the weekend. Today is the 4th, which is a Friday, and we will be going on through the end of Sunday. So I wanted to let you know that before I get into it. Let's swing it around here. Just like normal, this is going to be the 2025 Keystone 245 RKS. Up here in the front, we do have our power front tongue jack, which I like to see, and then two 20-pound LP tanks. These are the ones that you can exchange at all the gas stations here. You'll notice that Keystone did not include batteries from the factory, but we will. We'll put 2 of them on there for you. We do that with anything with solar and a 12-volt fridge and or a slide. This is also just a larger unit that really needs 2 batteries to operate it properly. Moving off to the side here, I did want to point out our pass-through storage compartment, and I skipped the front for a reason. I wanted to show you we have our controls for our front LED cap lights right in here. One set is dimmable, but you can see you get a ton of storage in here. It's a well-finished off well-finished off pass-through compartment. I like this material they're using off here to the side. It's just a paper material that goes over, but it makes it look really fresh. And then backing off here and moving back to the front, I wanted to point out we do have an automotive grade front cap here. This is going to be painted, as well as our new LED cap lights. Now I think I've showed this on a previous Bullet model in here before, but just in case, hopefully you can see that with the sun beating down on us today here in Florida. Very, very nice. Moving off to the side of the coach, this is going to be a vacuum bonded fiberglass sidewall with our aluminum construction on the side. This is one of our entrances here into the bedroom. Both entrances though, however, do have our solid steps. So you don't always see that. Sometimes they'll put the springy steps next to the bedroom and or the bathroom. Moving in forward here, we've got an outside TV connection spot. So this is going to be your satellite and then your cable if you're a little old school, still using the cable connection here, and then an inverted outlet. And I'll point it out when we get across there. This unit does have 220 watts of solar, comes standard on the Bullet line. Let's go ahead and open up our nice outside kitchen here. Like I said, it's got everything. So we've got a small beer, wine, water fridge up here, as well as our pull-out griddle top. This is the smaller of the griddle tops. They do make a bigger one. Greystone has one, but then a lot of folks will end up just replacing this with a high-end Blackstone griddle top. But they've got everything you need in here. And oh, look at there. So your fridge port here in the back, I don't know if you can see it, is also on an inverted outlet. So you can run this outside fridge even if you're not hooked up to power. That's a little bit rare to see. A lot of times these outside fridges can't be turned on when you're not hooked up to shore power. Definitely have to point it out. Keystone has gone above and beyond on our tires down here. These are going to be your Goodyear Endurances. These are E-rated for, I believe it's like 87 miles an hour. We'll double check when we get inside, but I love to see that they put good American tires on this coach. Backing off a little bit, we've got a nice, beautiful campside window. On the back side of this is going to be our drop-down dinette, so that's a good place eating. You can see everything going on and have good views. Our second set of steps, and we've almost passed over it completely, but we do have an awning that goes all the way across here. This door can clear completely, which I appreciate. This one, however, not all the way. It gets close. I mean, you can open it wider than just a 90-degree angle, but it will run into the awning when it's out, although this isn't going to be your primary door anyway. Walking back though, do want to point out at the top here we have our JBL sound system. We've got speakers on the inside as well. Nice grab handle there. And off to the back, I mean, check it out. How many RV manufacturers are doing it these days? Not as many as they were. We do have our ladder here in the back, so that's going to make it super easy for you to get up on top of your coach here. And then look at these beautiful LED rear cap lights. These are not activated while you are braking going down the road. They merely make the RV look super cool at night while you're in your campsite, but that's a change for the 2025s. This particular unit has gotten a spare tire delete done to it, so it's saving weight. No, I'm just kidding. This will have a spare tire put on here. I think they may have forgotten to slap it on right before it left the factory. We do have our 4-inch steel bumper to help protect the RV, as well as a port for your stinky slinky hose. It'll fit just nicely right in there. And then below the bumper here, we do have a rear receiver to be able to put a grill or maybe a bike rack back here. This is not a big one at all. It's probably a 1-inch receiver, and I'm reading the sign right here. I'm cheating. It's 150 pounds max, so don't put a ton of stuff back here. This would be a good spot to maybe put a small generator, a small grill, or maybe even a couple of lightweight bikes. Another thing that I like that Keystone does on almost all their models, they've redirected their power output or input to the rear here. This makes it a little easier depending on, if you've got a campsite with the power on either side or right in the middle and towards the back, so you don't need to get an extension cord. This is going to be backup camera prepped here at the top. This is a plug-and-play system. Keystone doesn't have the easiest in the world. I believe when you take those plates off, it is 2 wires that you'll have to wire nut together to put your camera in there. Not a huge deal. I've done it a couple of times and it takes about 30 minutes. Moving down to the back here, we have our exhaust for our furnace. This is a 30,000 BTU furnace. Plenty of heat to be able to do all the things, all the places. Going cold weather camping is a breeze in this coach. And then check this out. Fully laminated slide box. This is a cable-driven slide mechanism, which I've already said it many times in the past. This is my second favorite because of the adjustability on it. Also, Keystone just seems to do a really good job with their slide outs. Putting this out today, absolutely butter smooth, and I don't always see that with new coaches. We've got a second window, which I've got it nice and open because it was warm in there, away from the campsite, but above where your head would be at if you're in the theater seating over there. Backing down, we do have 2 sewer ports. So we've got one up there in the front. I believe this is a gray only for your rear kitchen area. And then one off to the left here. This is going to be your black gray tank for your shower and your toilet. I would have preferred if they could have figured out a way to put both of them in together, but when you stretch the water systems out and put the bathroom in the middle and the kitchen on the rear, you have to do it this way. And so you'll just Y pipe these in together into one outlet towards the back here. Backing off a little bit. Another window. We're now into the bedroom area here. There's a window on this side and then the door on the other side to get you that nice cross breeze. And then we're gonna have a tankless hot water heater. So that means unlimited hot showers. The only limit is the amount of water that you can get. So if you're on city water, unlimited. If you're bringing it with you, you'll have to check the tank sizes. It's probably a 40 gallon on this bad boy. And then down here, we've got our solar on the side plug. So if you want to add some additional solar, you can also take the cables, far out. If your RV is underneath a tree, take your panels out here so that they can still get the sun. And they put that port conveniently located next to your solar system here. So we do have our charge controller, you can see. Our solar on off, I like that it's on a separate switch so you can toggle the solar if you don't want to run it for a little while. We've got our power cord here, a nice wet bay with our hot cold shower, fresh water connection, which is to fill up the RV, city water connection for if you're at a full hookup zone, and then our black tank flush, conveniently located right next to the city water connection here. Couple more buttons and switches. We do have our toggles for the front and rear power stabilization. So moving down below, you can see this is the Lippert think it's the PX1. I'm trying to remember here, it's on the other side, but this is power stabilizing jacks on front and rear. Let's get one more look at the front end of the 2025 Keystone Bullet 245 RKS. Alrighty guys, I don't think they missed anything on the outside, and the inside is absolutely killer. This is a beautiful couples floor plan. We've got our kitchen all the way down to the rear here with a nice big window to look at stuff. I'm already getting excited. Hold up, let me get a pan in here for you so you can see what I'm looking at. Check this out. So moving back over to the kitchen here, plenty of storage options. Here off to the side, we do have 4 drawers. These are going to be your real wood drawers here off to the side. I wish they had dovetailed them, but they are stapled here, but I'll point it out. They do have updated handles here in 2025. They feel very classy, very high quality, and I like the texture they've got going on. Couple more storage compartments down here below, as well as access to a couple of different water things. Check all that out. And then moving up above here, plenty of counter space. This is one of the benefits of having the kitchen in the rear. You typically will get a lot more counter space. So over off to the left-hand side, this is going to be a great place for a coffee bar. As you can see up above, again, another inverted outlet, so you can still run your coffee when you're not plugged into power. A ton of cabinets up here for plenty of storage. All of these are connecting, and they're every bit of probably 14 inches deep, a little bit more than a foot or so. Magnet closing, and a third set to the right here. We do have our traditional microwave, just a regular Furrion microwave, no convection. Whoa, just kidding, we got convection, I lied to y'all. So this is a convection microwave, as I was saying, which was surprising to me because they did include the oven down below. Typically don't see them doing both, so very cool, caught me off guard, Keystone. Another compartment here down to the bottom, which is right above one of your furnace exhausts here for that 60,000 BTU furnace. And a final storage compartment for a lot of soaps, what do you call them? Dishes, pots, pans, all those things. Nice deep farm style sink up here in the front. I like it. A lot of people like that industrial style look. And then off to the right here, we've got one of our pantry storage. We have a ton of storage in this coach. You could theoretically actually probably full-time or at least snowbird in a coach like this. And we're less than 30 feet tip to tail, which is really, really impressive. To the right of that, we've got our 10 cubic foot, 12 volt Furrion refrigerator. Get both these open for you. Ton of space in here for all the foods. I rocked a 6 cubic foot propane electric fridge when I was full-timing in my fifth wheel, and I was able to make it work for a couple weeks at a time with groceries. So easy peasy for a couple in this bad boy. Check this out. I think I've shown this once before, but this is going to be the theater seating / love seat. And let me set my camera down here and kind of do a little demonstration. So down here at the bottom, we've got additional storage for remotes, movies, anything like that. We do have a love seat where you can fit 3 people here, but the middle can drop down if you need it, and you've got a couple extra cup holders and an armrest. I'm sitting here looking at the TV, nice and comfy, good furniture. The only nag I have on it that I've seen a couple of times is Keystone, and they may have fixed it by this point. These hinges down here on the arms with additional storage sometimes have a trouble with the screws backing out. I've seen on a couple of different Keystone products. Not a big deal. We took care of it and put a bigger backer back there, but that's something I wanted to let you know about. Let me grab the camera here, because check out these slide valances. I mean the window shade valances here. Keystone has done a terrific job framing out the entire thing to try to help keep all of the heat out that way and not let any escape off to the sides. These are going to be your blackout roller style shades, so you can see when it goes down, it is almost completely sealed off to the side here. There's very little room for the air to sneak around, and they're on that slow rise back up kind of function. This is a beautiful feature. It's a real wood, finished off with the Bullet logo here. Adds a lot of class to this unit. This unit is not very expensive. I mean, this is very reasonable compared to what the market is doing these days. You get a whole lot of coach for not the most amount of money. Guys, I'm gonna have to jump in here because I got so excited I almost forgot to show you the dinette here. So this is where you're gonna eat your breakfast and dinner while you're out camping. There's a couple of spaces for storage down below that go all the way back. Highly recommend grabbing a plastic tote to be able to pull it all the way out and not have to reach your arm in there. Oop, there we go. Up above here, we've got two more cabinets, both hinges facing the proper direction. So if I'm off here to the side, we're opened up, looking spiffy. In the middle, you can see we've got a beautiful TV. This is also the same TV that's going to be controlling our sound system outside. And then to the left of the TV, same exact idea, another cabinet for storage. Lastly, I want to show you, this does drop down into a bed, so if you've got a couple of grandkids that come along with you for the weekend, or maybe even just friends and family, you can turn this into a bed and it looks a little something like this. Alrighty guys, I think I've said this once before, this style of table that drops down is a little bit more tricky than most, even the ones with the poles in the middle, in my opinion. So you pull off to the side here to undo this valve, and then you're going to, let's see, I always screw this up. It's one way or the other. There we go. Put your foot down on the bottom is my secret little trick, and you're going to pull off to the side, and then we're going to back this up like a Tonka truck, and let's see if we can get this in here by ourselves in a reasonable time frame. Keep in mind the grandkids are here, they're ready for bed. You got to go as quick as possible. Oh my gosh. Check this out. Move this right into place here to complete our bed setup. And then time me on the screen. We have completed our bed, and the grandkids are happy. They're happy. We're done. All right, cool beans. So check this out. Plenty of space here. Actually, even for myself, I could sleep here for a couple of nights. I can't stretch out all the way, but if I'm here off to the side, this is easy peasy while you're camping. I actually felt like this was a reasonably sized bed, and for somebody that's 5'10" and below, I think you're gonna sleep just fine on this bed here. Very nice. Hopefully you like that one. And then look at this. So this is our second pantry, but you're probably gonna use it for a lot more than just food because of how big it is. This bottom section here is probably maybe 2.5 feet across and a foot deep. This top section, however, check this out. Holy smokes. I can't even put my arm to the back of here. This is every bit of 3 feet deep. You get 3 shelves in here. They do have a light. This is so much space. You probably won't use it all for food. You'll have some camping gear. You'll have extra towels, a whole slew of different things in here. Very, very nice. Oh, and all real wood cabinetry. This is painted real wood cabinetry in here. Backing off to the side, we're gonna check out our bathroom area. So Keystone has almost killed this bathroom. We get great countertop space in here. We have a spot down below for extra toiletries, linens, things that you would use in the restroom. We've got a double medicine cabinet up top here, which is gonna be plenty of space for first aid equipment, any of your toothbrush, toothpaste, things that you're gonna need in the bathroom. And then across from us, we have a huge shower. So this is, we'll put the measurements up on the screen. It's 36 by probably 28 is my guess what this shower is, but check this out. Let's see if you got enough space here. There we go. I'm hanging out in the shower, upgraded faucet on the shower head itself. Plenty of headspace here, and when I pop this in, I've got nothing but room for my arms. You can put a little bench in here for the ladies if they need to shave their legs. You've got these little seats off to the side. They did a really, really nice job with this shower setup, especially for a couples coach. The only downside that I found with this bathroom is going to be the toilet placement here. It works, it would work for me, but if you're a larger set person, I feel like you're gonna be lacking a little bit of knee room off to the side here. There's nothing they could have done though. We did a bigger shower, and we did a bigger space for the sink off to the side here. Something had to go, and it was going to be toilet positioning. Hopefully you're not spending all of your time on the toilet while you're camping anyway, but I wanted to make a note because I noticed it right off the bat when I stepped into this coach. Backing off to the side, this is going to be our bedroom area. So this is going to be a 60 by 80 long queen that goes all the way back. We do, again, have inverted outlets on both sides, as well as USB-A, USB-C. They also have a little port up above here if you want to run a CPAP machine. You can run the cables up, and then you've got a little nightstand here. You can see the back is finished with that same beautiful backsplash that they used on the lower pass-through compartment area. Off to the left and to the right, we've got good hanging storage. So I don't know if the camera does it justice. This is a little bit bigger than what you're typically seeing as far as hanging storage. You can fit an extra 4 or 5 shirts in here compared to a lot of coaches. And then up top, beautiful lighting. Again, the black backsplash carries all the way through. Good space up here for socks, underwear, all the things that you'd put in drawers. They don't give you a ton, but we do get one on each side. That's probably, I don't know, 1.5 feet deep or so. Not all that great at the measurements. And then check it out, off to the other side, we do have storage underneath the bed here. So grab from the bottom. They've included struts. I love when I see aluminum framing around the outside of the bed here, and they give you a ton of storage. Last two things that I've noticed here. So this coach appeared to be ductless flooring. We do have one duct here in the bedroom, but aside from that, all the other ducts are going to be tucked up underneath different things on the walls themselves. So that's going to mitigate, you know, dust blowing up when you do turn this on once per year, as per usual with camping. And then number 2, this particular coach, aside from the beautiful LED lights they're doing in 2025, does have 2 ACs. So we're going to double check the spec sheet, but I believe this is a 15K AC on the ducted side. And then here in the bedroom, which you kind of need it here in Florida, we've got a 13.5 non-ducted AC. Alrighty folks, if you made it this far into the video, you probably realized that I was running a little bit behind today, and so we're probably not going to be uploading until close to somewhere between 8 and 10 o'clock tonight is my guess. But I found this unit. I thought this was a great couples design. The price is right for somebody that's looking for, you know, not break the bank with like maybe like a Brinkley or even an Alta, something like that. But this is a overall very, very well built coach. Keystone has a great name for itself. They've been doing this for a really, really long time, and so I wanted to share it. That being said, we do have our lot promo going on through the end of the weekend here. If you're interested in this unit, we can rock some additional deals and discounts. My name is Hunter. If you're interested in any other different products for next week, feel free to drop a comment in the description down below. We carry the Keystone, Forest River, and Thor products here on the lot. I think that's probably all for now. Like, comment, subscribe, all the cool stuff, and we'll see you next week. Later.